party on for us.
Right.
And they were everywhere, up and down, coming with sandwiches, coming with cake, coming with biscuits, coming with all sorts. We was in there an hour. Then we were late all getting home, you see. Because they only have one minibus, taking everybody home.
But it's a car, isn't it? It's a car, isn't it?
No, it was a minibus. We all had to sit there while he took these home, and then he come back and then he take them home. We had to sit there again. And you can only get two in it. It's full of rubbish. It's on little seats, it's full of rubbish. And there's 2 seats at back at driver.
Full of what sort of rubbish?
Eh?
What sort of rubbish?
Batteries and 2 pieces of metal and all sorts all over the floor. 2 seats for passengers and 2 seats for a driver and his mates. That's it. So they could only take 2 at a time home.
Yeah. They're not allowed to use the minibus at the minute, apparently, because the drivers haven't got the right licence.
Well, it was minibus yesterday.
So they're using a car.
No, it was a minibus.
Well, if it was a minibus, there'd be more than 2 seats in it, wouldn't there?
I'm telling you, it was full of rubbish. There was only 2 seats at driver and companion. The rest was rubbish all over the floor. So he could only take 2 at a time home, you see. So I was sat waiting while they took these 2, and they took them 2. And come loose on my finger, so I'm putting sellotape on to keep it on. Lost that much weight.
Yeah.
So you see, taking them home last night, there was about 20. They only could take 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Because he was driving and his mate was in the other seat. There were only 2 seats behind him. So they were only taking 2 at a time home. And at that time of day when our traffic was coming out to work, and
What time did you get home?
it was well after 5 o'clock. So come off that, come out stick. Yeah, it was nice. They had the put a lovely tea at a party on in that church.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not going at factory. There's about 22 won't running home.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 can get in that minibus. Besides driver and companion.
Yeah.
She doesn't tell you on there where you're going, it just says, coach pick you up about 9:30.
Yeah, it's care club. Daycare.
So I don't know if he's coming back for today.
They give you tablets.
Well, why did you give him yesterday?
He did. He gave him you last night, and he's coming again for giving you tonight, isn't he?
Is he big?
I've not met him.
Chris is huge. It's filled where that walking stick is.
Right.
And it was, wow, whopping. I've never seen anybody so big. He lay there and it was like a big hill going up his stomach. I thought, blinking out. I don't know what he come for out there.
They give you tablets. He's care call.
Oh, because he went in that kitchen.
Yeah, and got you your tablets.
That's 3 different people I've had this week.
Yeah. It don't matter, does it? As long as they're doing the job. So you have to remember now, every time you go to the cash machine, every time you go to Asda or anything like that, you need to get a receipt. You need to collect receipts. Because the social services are going to be auditing you every month.
For why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I know there's a lot of money at bank,
Yeah.
but I can't spend it. I'm not doing nothing.
Well, all I'm saying is they don't want you drawing lumps of money out anymore. You know, when you go to the cash
I've not
machine.
been for a fortnight.
So when you start running low on money, I mean, all you need really money-wise, cash-wise, is about £35, isn't it, a week? You tax it to Goulburn and back and you earn them. You don't need money for anything else, do you?
No.
So when you start running low, just draw £50
Only when I go
out.
Asda.
Eh?
Only when I go Asda, pay on my card.
You pay on your card. But I mean, you pay cash for your taxi, don't you? And you pay Carl David, don't you? So really, that's only about £30, isn't it? How much does Carl David charge you?
It's only about £7.
Right. So call that 10. How much is your taxi? £10 each way. So that's £30. That's all you need to draw out at bank really in a week. The rest of it you pay on your card anyway. But when you go to, when I take you to Asda on a Sunday, you need to get your receipt. And I'm going to put a tin on that table. And you need to put the receipt in that tin. If you got Lee with Catherine or anything, whatever you spend, you need to get a receipt. All right.
Have they phoned you and told?
Yesterday, half an hour on bloody phone yesterday afternoon to them.
Why?
Because I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. They just want, because of your memory, because you're forgetting things and all that. They just want to make sure that you know what you're doing with your money and you're not giving money away or putting money in envelopes and sending it off to St. Rocco's and things like that. They just want, because you're vulnerable because of your memory.
St. Rocco's anymore.
Because you're vulnerable because of your memory, they want to make sure that you know what you're doing with your money. That's all.
I know.
Eh?
I know.
Well, they want to know as well.
I'm not John. I'm out there for about 3 weeks.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they want to happen. So that's what they'll happen. Simple as that, isn't it?
See, if my car was alright, I'd be putting petrol in my car and all things like that.
Yeah.
But I've no pay places.
No what?
No pay places.
No.
Where I pay somebody.
So when you start running low on physical money, what you've got, when I take you to Asda on a Sunday, just draw £30 or £40 out. And get a receipt out of the machine as well. When you draw money out, you need to get a receipt and put it in the tin. When I take you shopping, you pay on your card, you need to get your receipt and put it in the tin. If you go to Leroy Catherine, whatever, if you buy anything or spend anything or whatever, you need to get a receipt and put it in the tin. Everything. So then, at the end of the month, when your bank statement comes, that goes in the tin as well. So when they come and audit you, they'll get your bank statements out and they can put every receipt against everything what you've spent and drawn out at machine. Do you know what I mean? Just like doing your accounts, really. If you had your own business. So, well, that's what they've asked for, so that's what they'll get.
Bit of a mall, isn't it?
It's a bit of a mall, but that's what the social services want to happen.
And how long does that go on?
Forever. It's the team you've got round you, Mum. The team you've got round you are taking care of you behind the scenes.
I know what they're saying. It's a bit of a bugbear.
It's a bit of a bugbear, but it's got to be done, unfortunately. That's what they've asked for. That's what they want to happen. I mean, she discussed with me yesterday about care call as well. Because, of, you know, when they come at 20 to 6 one night, well, I got on to care call about it. I said, listen, that's no good. So when she rung me, I explained to her that the antipsychotic, the little yellow tablet what you have, is a relaxant. So when they're giving them you too early, you're falling asleep in chair. Yeah. And then you're waking up at 10, 11 o'clock and you sat up all bloody night. So she said, no, that's no good. I said, I know it's no good. So she said, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to email Bluebird, which is the care call company. She said, I'm going to send them an email now. It won't happen straight away, but it might happen from Monday onwards. They're going to start coming at 7 o'clock at night instead of 6 o'clock, which is a bit better. Which works better for us, doesn't it? Because you'll be having your tablets at 7 o'clock. 8, half 8, you go to bed anyway. Mm-hmm. So it works perfect, doesn't it? She said you can have it later. I said, Mum won't have it later. I said, because she likes to get a night clothes on around 8 o'clock-ish. So, and she doesn't want people coming in because of her dignity and one thing and another. She doesn't want people coming in at 8, 9 o'clock at night. Which you don't, do you? No. When you've just got your nightie on and everything. So she said, right, well, 7 o'clock then. So we agreed with 7 o'clock. So at 7 o'clock every night, might not be tonight, might be tonight, I don't know. But either from tonight, tomorrow or Monday, they'll be starting to come at 7 o'clock at night instead to give you your tablets. Which works better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because I thought that little Diddy thing was a sleeper.
No, it's not, no.
And this girl what's been coming.
I don't know if you remember, but do you remember when you was kicking off a lot and arguing a lot with us and one thing and another when we was trying to sort things out for you and all that? Well, that yellow tablet stops you being like that. Yeah. That's all. Stops you being naughty with us. Yeah? That's all it is. It's an antipsychotic. It's a calmer. It just calms you down. That's all it is. But what it does...
I won't go to bed straight away when I've had it.
But what it does, it calms you down. It relaxes you.
And it makes me want to go.
And it makes you sleepy. So that's why at 5:30, 6 o'clock, it's too early to have them. So I explained that to the social worker yesterday. So she said, well, Andrew mentioned it, but he didn't tell us why. So now I've explained to her why we need the tablets a bit later. She can explain to Bluebird now why you need the tablets a bit later. So then they'll understand to come later.
I was all wrapped up when we was coming out of the factory from go across to church. He was in his chair like this right near the door, all buffed up. I said, what you doing? He said, I can come see you. What you doing? Are you kicking a fuss up?
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not kicking a fuss up. He's all muffled up, sat on a chair like that. He said he would go, when he come last time, he said, I'll come across and see you. Oh dear, a lot of fuss. Isn't it?
Yep. But that's what's got to happen to care for you. Simple as that, innit? As I say, it's took us a while, but you've got a good team around you now.
I forgot about that being going there today. I was thinking we were back at factory.
No. I need to do you a new one, a bigger one of them, so you can read it better.
What?
I need to do you a bigger one, then you can read it better.
I know I have to get round up to it for reading.
I know. I'll do you, mate. I'll print you one off. Bigger one. I'll print you one off.
Have you been busy?
No, not really. I've done 2 jobs.
Yeah,
No, I've not. I've done 3
went to
jobs.
church and they put a lovely meal on.
Mm.
The food was delicious. I wonder what we'll be doing today then.
I have no idea. You find out when you get there, won't you?
Should see at minibus what they send for us. There's a driver's seat, passenger's seat, and 2 seats, single seat, sit back, and it's full of rubbish all over the bottom, all over the floor. Pipes and bits of metal and everything, all over. Floor it back up. Blinking car. You could get 4 more seats in there if they shift all that rubbish. So you have to sit and wait while they take this too. Sit and wait while they take them too. And they're hitting all traffic. All busy traffic. Don't wait till the minibus was. That seat's about 10 that. So where it was I don't know. It was turned 6:30 when I got home.
It wasn't.
Well, it was late.
Well, 6:30, because care call come at 6 o'clock. But give you your tablets.
I couldn't believe that fella. Oh, Chris is huge. He filled half a couch up. And I thought, why don't you lose some weight?
It's up to him, isn't it?
So he's coming again today, I don't know why.
But give you your tablets.
Oh. He just said, I'll see you tomorrow.
But.
Be getting a move on.
Hey?
I'll be better be getting a move on.
Why?
They'll be coming in a bit.
Another hour and a half yet. Yeah? It's 7:45 now. Hey?
Getting mixed up with that second finger.
Right, this tin, leave it on the table. Alright.
What is it?
It's just an empty tin. It's empty cash box. That is for receipts. I'll put a label on it, then you know. I'll bring a label when I come next, at weekend.
Yeah.
That is for receipts and bank statements. Alright.
I don't go bank very often.
Well, that's what it's for. All receipts and bank statements need to go in that tin. Do not move it off that table. Okay?
Yeah. Lot of fuss.
Well, it's got to be done, Mum, unfortunately.
Well, if I go shopping, they don't give you receipts.
Ask for one. If they can't print you one off, ask them to write you one out.
Right.
If you go on the market and you buy something off the market, you ask them for a receipt.
And one off Carl as well.
One off Carl as well,
What
yeah.
about taxes?
One of them as well. I'll speak to Tavron and tell them that you need a receipt. You know what we could actually do with this, with your taxi? You could set up a direct debit with them. A standing order. Rather than paying the driver, you could just go out your bank.
Oh, I don't know how I do all that.
No, I'd have to speak to him, mate, see if we can do that. No, you need then is your air money. £10 a week.
I don't know, do you think like that?
I'll have to speak to them, see if they can do that. Possibly can, you know. Because they'll have it with school runs, they'll have contracts with school runs and that.
Oh, no, they do then.
And they don't pay cash, they'll pay through bank. Make life easier for you, won't it? Yeah, I wonder if you could do that.
There's quite a few things quite at bank. Get in touch with Amy,
Yeah.
because she runs that.
Yeah.
That way I could use them anytime, couldn't I?
Yeah.
See, I'm spending very little.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much you spend and how much you don't spend. Basically, the way it is, social services, because of your memory and you're a bit vulnerable, they want to make sure that people are not robbing off you, you're not losing money, you're not giving money away. They just want to make sure that you're okay and you're not being put on.
Don't bother with anybody.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they want to know. They don't know you from Adam, do they? They don't know me from Adam. They don't know any of us from Adam.
Yeah.
So they just want to make sure that you're not being put on and you're not, because you're vulnerable because of your memory loss and one thing and another. So they just want, everyone's just taking care of you. You've got a decent team around you that look after you. So they've got to put things like that in place to make sure that everything's okay.
Do me a favour before you go. Upstairs in my bedroom. You know that wardrobe as you walk in?
Yeah.
Throw some money on top of there what I found in my purse.
What for?
I was hiding it while I was going for my hair done. And I've just thrown it on top of the wardrobe.
Well, come on then. Get your keys.
No, it's not locked. It's been on.
No, put it in the safe.